Let me say it simply. I mean, Kurosawa was my master and so many others. The master of so many other filmmakers over the years. And from the 1950s, when we were seeing his pictures for the first time in America, through the end of his career as an artist in the 90s, I sat among generations of filmmakers and film lovers and watched those astonishing visions he was able to conjure up in his imagination and completely rendered them on the screen. Kurosawa's films had an awe-inspiring power, physical and graphic. His indelible compositions in movie after movie seemed to have been burned into the screen. When the great filmmaker Michael Powell saw Rashomon for the first time at the Little Carnegie Theater in Manhattan, his conception of what a film could be and what cinema could do was changed forever. Kurosawa had us in the hollow of his hand, he wrote later in his autobiography. Every image, every twist in the plot revealed a master. So here was one great artist, bowled over by another younger one. Michael was in his 40s when he saw Rashomon. And you can imagine how it felt for those of us who were younger, whose eyes were opening to movies as we saw our first Kurosawa pictures. You could imagine the shock of that level of mastery. If you want something really modern from Japan, just take a look at High and Low, Kurosawa. Widescreen, black and white, and it took me a little while to figure it out, but every movement of the characters, Mifune and all the people around him, were all designed. Everything was blocked in very precise form, so you get a very modern impression as you're watching the picture in that widescreen, black and white. And it's a very unique film. It feels modern, but there's a last section of it when it goes into the low part of the city with the drug addicts and this sort of thing. You really feel you're going into a kind of a Bosch painting in a way. It almost becomes like science fiction. And it's a very beautiful film. In later years, I came to know Akira Kurosawa. He asked me to act in one of his last films, and of course I accepted. It was a remarkable experience to watch the true master at work. It was definitely unheard of for the actor to, I think, to ask for another take. I was not asking for an acting. I was saying, if he wants to use that, I don't know, with the English, it doesn't sound right, because I know I use the wrong words here, and it's just, you know. so he said, all right, Sensei says you could do one more take.
And then, as if it's in a dream, the scene just paints itself for me.
By that time I realized you don't ask for another take. If he's happy, but that's it, the man wants it, that's the end of it. You know, get out, just leave him be. You know, he's sitting there like this, and he knows what he wants, he knows what he's doing. If it's the wrong English, he's got it in the other two takes. But I didn't know, so I just figured I'd help him. But he didn't need any help. But also the subtlety with the way he was working with the camera, you couldn't tell what he was doing, and he sat like an emperor in a way, but benevolent. Not I can ask to move the press. I can ask for another take. You know, I can kind of get in there and respectfully. So when filmmaking runs that deep, it never really becomes familiar. It always feels like you're watching it for the first time. Akira Kurosawa taught us all so much and gave us so much. I felt the energy and excitement of those images, those movements, and those scenes transferred to me and to all the rest of us who sat there in the theater enthralled.